Hey everyone, Larze here, back with a new deck for you. This one comes directly from the EUIC Top 8, Mark Hostrup's Roaring Moon EX deck, featuring Dunsparce and Dudunsparce from the new, as well as Roaring Moon, single prize, from the new Temporal Forces set. This deck is so much fun. I made one little change to the list. In Mark's list, he was running 3 Artazons, but I swapped one of them out for a Temple of Sinnoh. The biggest threat to your Roaring Moon EX's ability to do a one-shot KO is the Mist Energy card. Not a lot of decks are running it, but some are. So just having the one Temple of Sinnoh to sort of negate that ability, energy's ability, and set you up for the ability to Roaring Moon one-hit KO, I thought was really interesting and should maybe be included, so I made that one little swap. Aside from that, the list is the exact same, and I've been playing it. I played it all day today. It was so much fun. Let's get into the deck. What does it do? All right, so first off, the namesake of the deck, Roaring Moon EX. For 3 energy, you can do either Frenzied Gouging, which is an instant one-hit knockout ability that puts 200 damage on your own Roaring Moon after you knock out your opponent's Pokemon. And then also you have the ability to 3 energy Calamity Storm, does 100 damage. You may discard a stadium in play. If you do, this attack does 120 more damage. Ever since Paradox Rift came out, Roaring Moon EX has been kind of searching for its spot in the meta, and I think it's kind of found its way here with Temporal Forces. Brand new cards have empowered this deck immensely, including the new single prize Roaring Moon. For 2 Dark Energy, Vengeance Fletching does 70 plus 10 additional damage for each ancient card in your discard pile. This is a great card. This card allows us to actually play a single prize oriented game for most matchups, unless we absolutely need to bring out a Roaring Moon EX and go for the insta knockouts or just the big plays. I played a lot of games today where I never even got to play Roaring Moon EX much, because just this Roaring Moon just cycled a couple back in, and we just went for the 140, 150, 200 damage swings that we needed to just take out multiple Pokemon and just win the game. It's insanely good. Definitely a good addition to the deck. In addition, the new Dunsparce, which has a free retreat, and the Dudunsparce, which it evolves into, with its runaway draw ability. Once during your turn, you may draw 3 cards. If you drew any cards this way, shuffle this Pokemon and all attached cards into your deck. Okay, so these cards are great. At face value, you're thinking, oh, just extra draw 3, free retreat. Sure. But that's the thing. Dunsparce lets you sit in the active. You can retreat it out. You can evolve it. Once it's evolved, it can go from active back to the deck, drawing you 3 cards, or you can retreat it out beforehand, put a new one in or something, or just bring up your Roaring Moons. Roaring Moon wants to be on the bench so that it can take advantage of Dark Patch more so. So being able to put up the Dunsparce and set up for additional draws with the Dudunsparce gets you more value throughout the games. And even you can sit these on your bench and just, if your opponent Ionos you or Roxannes you, you get to draw back into more cards with the Dudunsparce. It's great. Absolutely amazing. And the Artazons help you by letting you search for the Dunsparces after you shuffled that back in, so you can set up for a following turn Dudunsparce, or you can even just go get more single prize Roaring Moons to set up for additional attackers to finish out the game. The rest of the deck is pretty straightforward. We have a Radiant Greninja to discard energies, help us draw cards. We have Earthen Vessels, 4 of them, so we can add to our ancient count in the graveyard to power our single prize Roaring Moon, as well as to go search the energies to either attach or discard with Radiant Greninja, so we can fill up the graveyard for Dark Patchers and Professor Sada's Vitalities. 1 Counter Catcher, 1 Prime Catcher, and 1 Boss's Orders, so we can go gusting our opponent's stuff up, so we can chase specific kills when we need to get the specific knockouts to win the game. 1 Super Rod to return some of our attackers back if we lose them in the mid game, or if they get milled away, just so we can set up our Roaring Moon as we need them. 4 Nest Balls, so we can go find the Radiant Greninja, the Roaring Moon, the Dunsparce, whatever we need to get set up and going. 2 Ultra Balls just so that we can, again, look for those Dudunsparces or anything else we need. Sometimes we also need to discard some ancient stuff so we can power up the single prize Roaring Moon to hit some extra numbers like 220s or so, or even 230s, to clear out some 2 prize Pokemon that are somewhat hard to reach unless we have that extra discard. We've got the 1 Temple of Sinnoh, as I explained, just a way to counter that mist energy. Also very good against the Lugia matchup, really shuts down those gift energies, very nice. And then for our supporters, we've got, in addition to the boss orders, we have 4 Explorer's Guidance, another Ancient Supporter, also good draw. We get to like dig 6 deep, keep 2, pitch 4 to the bin. That helps us fill our discard pile with more ancient properties to power up our single prize Roaring Moon. 1 Penny. This is so that if we end up with a Roaring Moon in the active and it doesn't just one-shot itself to 200, one shot and then take itself to 200, we can actually just pick it back up and offset that kind of situation. Also, if we get something stuck in the active we don't like, we can just penny it back up. Everything except for Dudunsparce is a basic Pokemon in the deck, so we can just pick up pretty much anything. And Dudunsparce can send itself back to the deck anyway, so it never gets locked anywhere. So Penny, just one of, is pretty great. And then Professor Sada's Vitality. It's an ancient deck. Professor Sada's Vitality is our acceleration. And additional draw. It's just a great card. Always run, 4 of in a deck like this. And then Ancient Booster Energy Capsule. It helps us get our ancient Pokemon to better HP points, so it's harder for our opponents to take knockouts. And it's also another ancient name card for the single prize Roaring Moon to power itself up for. And then at last, 9 basic Dark Energy. All we need is Dark Energy. And that's the deck. Honestly, this deck is so much fun. I saw it. I saw the list yesterday and I was like, oh, that looks cool. How does it work? What does it do? Played it all day today, and I love this deck. I'm going to play more of this in the future. It's so much fun. It really has a better, more flexible game plan than your typical Turbo Roaring Moon type of list will, where you don't have to necessarily play for the Roaring Moon EX to take knockouts, but you can rather just play it when you need to, go for specific knockouts when needed, and play a single prize game with your single prize Roaring Moon and just not have to worry about putting these big 2 prizers on the board that are just liabilities when you're not using them. So all in all, fun deck, highly recommend. As always, I'll put the deck list in the description below, so go ahead and check that out and have fun with the deck. It's great. Let's get into some matches and see how the deck plays out. This version feels just more consistent, feels better. Just doesn't feel like you're all or nothing like that one does. Because there's some games where we don't even play the EX version, the EX Roaring Moon. We just do the normal one, and we play through the whole game with that thing. Oh, you're drawing very bad. Yeah, that was the rough thing I had with the Tinkaton. It's just sometimes the draws just weren't there. You have to get a big hand size, and sometimes it just doesn't. It doesn't really get where you need to be. Alright, we're up against Charizard again. I would say I'm surprised, but that would be a lie. Charizard is going to be the deck we run into more than any other deck in this game, to be honest. It's just going to be always Charizard all the time. Let's go get 1 Dunsparce. Or the Radiant Greninja. Yeah, it's also just a very strong deck overall. It's gonna be in the meta for a long time. The only way it will fall out of favor, that's... Did I just draw 3 Dark Patches off of 1 Professor Sada's Vitality? That's unlikely. Alright, I'm going to keep this, but I'm not going to use it because I don't want my opponent to get 3 Charmanders. Yeah, 562 decks came into the event with... Or 562, 576, somewhere around there. Came to the event with Charizard EX. It's just, it's a big, bulky Pokemon that hits really hard. The deck is consistent. Beating it is difficult. As they print more grass Pokemon that are powerful, as they print more counter tools, like counter cards to the Charizard's game plan, if item lock becomes incredibly strong at any point again, there's just so many things that could just really make Charizard have a rougher time, but it's still always going to be a good deck as long as it's in the game. Okay, I'm just going to keep hunting Charmanders. Charizard can't hurt me if he can't touch me. Yeah, it'll be all over the place forever, I think. For the entirety of the F block. Actually, I think it's G, isn't it? So it'll be in the game for like the next 2 years. Yeah, at least there's a good Zard deck finally. I'm glad for anyone who loves Zard and loves playing the deck. It's a great deck, and it's going to be good for a long time. I don't foresee it being ever kicked out of the meta entirely until it just rotates. It's just going to be, at some point, there might be decks that contend against it very well, and it might drop down a little bit lower, become a little bit less likely to top events, but it's still always going to be good. Okay, now there's too many Charmanders for me to hunt. I need to kill this Rotom V. Some kind of water deck. It's a dark type, though. It is a dark type. It's terrestrialized into a dark type. So it's weak to grass. So right now, the grass-based attackers that are in the game are not extremely strong. Iron Leaves from Temporal Forces is probably one of the best ones that we've gotten to deal with the card. But there aren't just any standalone grass decks that are being played. So it doesn't really have just a clear-cut disadvantaged deck that it's playing into all the time. Okay, let's draw first. Alright, we got Sadas. Let's go Nest Ball. Alright, let's Nest Ball the Roaring Moon. Let's retreat this one into the Dunsparce. We'll play the Artazon, go get another Dunsparce. We're gonna remove the Artazon with the Roaring Moon. So let's Sada's Vitality first. Attach. And then we have all the Dark Patches in the world right now, so let's just attach these. And let's Ultra Ball away this Roaring Moon and this Earthen Vessel. And go get a Dudunsparce for if we get Iono'd on the next turn, which we're likely to. Should have retreated first. Dang it. That's my bad. Alright, we'll discard the stadium. But yeah, so until Charizard gets a more consistent counter-based deck, right now decks have answers to it, but there's no deck that just hard counters Charizard. There's just decks that run a couple of ways to play against it better. And then those decks are strong. Like Giratina V-Star is a strong deck. Because it runs the Iron Leaves. It has the Star Requiem attack, which is a one-shot ability. So it can just go ahead and play against a Charizard deck very well. Ooh. Yeah, that's what I wanted the Dunsparce for. Hey, we drew one. Let's go. But until we get, like... so the Lost Tina deck does really well against it. But even Isaiah Bradner, who got second place to Tord Reklev's Charizard deck, he still had some rough games. It comes down to the draw on it, you know. He had a lot of good tools. You know, he had the Benetti X to item lock, potentially, if he got it online quickly enough. He had the Iron Leaves to be able to come in swinging and take a Charizard whenever. The Star Requiem to one-hit kill a Charizard, and it still just didn't have enough to get there. Alright, let's Explorer's Guidance first. Go get a Sada's. Go get a Energy. Okay, I'm going to retreat properly this time. Yes, we are getting Teal Mask Ogerpon next set. And it is a grass type, but it requires 3 grass energy specifically. I'm more interested, actually, instead of that one, in the Fire Mask one. Because that one actually has the ability, it has 210 HP, and it's got for 1 fire, 2 colorless. It has a retaliatory attack that does 30 for each damage counter on it. So if you put it up and it gets hit by a Charizard initially and doesn't just die because of a maximum belt or something, you can return kill the first Charizard in the game with that card alone. Yeah. But if you take 180, it does 360. So yeah, you're right. It's 20, not 30. But you take 180, it does 360 back. Oh no, my Dudunsparce. Am I gonna get Iono'd again? Yeah, I'm gonna get Iono'd again. Oh, not this turn. That's fine. Alright, let's Trekking Shoes. No. Okay, Penny. We don't need Penny. Sada's Vitality is nice. I'm going to go ahead and retreat. Put this forward. I'll equip this. We're going to Sada's... No. I can't Boss's Orders anything. I have to thin the deck. Can't be damaged by Pokemon with an ability? Oh. You can draw with this. We just want to thin the deck, I think. Alright, we do that. That'll die. And then Ultra Ball away, the Penny and the Counter Catcher. What else is in the deck? I don't have any way to set up a Roaring Moon EX, so I gotta probably just get rid of that somehow. Wait, we have 2 Dark Patches, but no, when one Sada's Vitality. Maybe just pull this out of the deck for now. Iron Thorn ZX seems... It can be, but the problem with that card is that I don't really know what deck's going to want to run it. Because the Hands Crown deck, just it's weaker than just putting up a Hands. And it doesn't really stop much. It doesn't stop enough, really, that the deck doesn't just already not care about. Like, if against Lugia, deck already just wants to kill the Lugia and take 3 prizes anyway. Against Charizard, maybe a 1-of just to slot it in the active and just maybe offset them for a turn. But I think that a 1-of is pretty much all that deck might want to even run of it, just for certain matchups. But that's probably the spot it'll find in the meta. Yeah, no, it seems interesting for sure. Getting Path to the Peak back in a smaller way is definitely interesting. Okay, am I going to get Iono'd now? Or is he just going to Turos the Charizard out of play? Oh, if that's it, we win the game. If we get a dark patch right now. Yes! Oh my god, we did it. Okay. Bring that back up here. Runaway draw. I guess we had one more energy in the deck too to go for. Take that, Charizard. It feels good to beat up. It feels good to beat a Charizard deck. I think I've lost to every single one I played against today, except for that one guy that just had the worst start in the world. We have 2 more hours left in the stream. I'm gonna do another hour of Moonsparce here, and then I'm gonna do probably 1 hour playing the Pidgeot control list that Alessandro brought the UIC. Just because it looks fun. And that'll be like 2 games in the last hour, probably, with a control list. So, we'll play for another hour with Roaring Moon, then we'll try out a control list, and then, I usually stream from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Every weekday, Monday through Friday. And that's Pacific Standard Time for me. And then I usually only do Monday through Friday. I probably will do Saturdays a little bit too if we just watch some, if there's like a regional and it's within my, and it's not going on at, midnight when I start, so, or where I am. So I'll probably, Orlando, Florida regional is this weekend, so I might do, just on Saturday, do a watch party stream of it. It's for fun. Just see what kind of crazy decks are brought to Orlando. I also have a YouTube channel. If you scroll down below, there should be like a little banner that says YouTube. If you click on that, it'll take you to the YouTube channel. And over there, I post videos every weekday as well. And I'll be posting some stuff from today's stream tomorrow. I've got videos of a bunch of different decks, from like Gouging Fire EX to Fridge Wrath EX, and stuff like that. Nice. You gonna take it down? You gonna get in there and Tinkaton it up? I think Orlando's this weekend. Yeah. Let me double check. Tournaments upcoming regional Orlando, Florida, 13th of April. Yep. It's this weekend. Oh, we're up against this deck again. All right. I need a Dark Patch and probably a Dudunsparce. I already had a Dudunsparce. So let's go ahead and discard these two. Go get another Dunsparce. Most plays Lost Box and Charizard. Okay. Wait, I can't upgrade this. Oops. So yeah, against Charizard, Tinkaton is very sturdy and doesn't have weakness to it, so that's pretty good. You just need to pray that they don't get their whole setup instantly on the first turn, or their second turn, I guess. And then against Lost Box, you just need to make sure you don't bench too much stuff in the late game against like Sableye, and you should be fine. And just watch out for, if it's like Giratina Lost Box, just watch out for the Star Requiem from the Giratina. Yeah, and like I said, if you just like work in a couple of those other replacement cards, you should be fine. Oh, this is Tsareena EX. So Tsareena's Icicle Soul. Put damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon until its remaining HP is 30. And then they utilize Panic Mask to not take damage from anything that has 40 HP or less remaining. And then they just pile up the damage counters, and then they get the Rufflet evolution to free attack to put 30 damage on everything. It's really annoying. It's not a consistent deck. It's just really an annoying deck for the most part. Alright. Kinda, yeah. There are poison variants as well, where you use Brute Bonnet and Radiant Hisuian Sneasler. Brute Bonnet, when you have Ancient Booster Energy Capsule equipped, can poison your active and your opponent's active. And Radiant Hisuian Sneasler can deal bonus damage to make that poison go from 10 damage to 30 damage. Alright, let's see if we can't cycle these. Yeah, it usually doesn't get set up very easily. Come on. Alright, we got the Sadas. We don't have any energy, though. So yeah, their game plan here is going to be to just keep putting damage on the Pokemon and then just eventually win by doing that. Panic Mask will protect them. Yeah, there's the Hisuian Braviary. So this has the attack Eerie Cry for free. Put 3 damage counters on each of your opponent's Pokemon that has any damage counters on it, and that's the game plan. Just damage counters on everything, then pop it with that. It's a very inconsistent deck for the most part, but it's going to work probably in this match for sure, because I just am not drawing. Oh, there we go. We can play the game now. So Roaring Moon's going to die to kill the Tsareena. Then he has the Bounce Sweep back in the back to set up a second one, which will need a second Roaring Moon to just instantly come in and take it. But then we can take the Mew EX with a different Roaring Moon later. Yeah, there's the second Tsareena. But it's a deck that's reliant on rare candy, evolutions, and these item cards, and multiple stage ones for consistency. So it's an interesting deck for sure. And I scoped it out as soon as Paradox Rift was being introduced because I thought that was a really cool deck. But I tried it a bunch and it just lost way more than it won. Okay, that's not going to be enough energy, is it? 1 energy. Alright, let's go get another Dunsparce. I have 2 Trekking Shoes to hit 1 Dark Patch. Can't actually attach that. I don't know why I did that. Well, I won't put anything else out. Actually, I'll put out another Dunsparce. Oh, actually, no, the Radiant Greninja. I could get 2 more draws here. 2 more draws. I forgot I had this. Well, that's not really what I need. But, sure. Let's discard 1 energy, 1 booster capsule. I can use a booster capsule to offset the Panic Mask, so I have to at least keep 1. Because what can happen is the Panic Mask says 40 HP or less, but the booster capsule actually has the we'll bring it up by 60. So we'll be beyond that range at that point. And we can actually bring in the Roaring Moon to go for the Mew EX or something. But their game plan on this deck is usually to spend all their time setting up the Tsareena kills to wipe the whole board. But I'm gonna go ahead and Ancient Booster remedy that after I kill one of the Tsareenas. This is just going to be rough because I have to Roaring Moon kill Tsareena 1, Roaring Moon kill Tsareena 2, and Roaring Moon single prize kill the Mew EX for weakness. Before he can stack up all the damage and pop all my stuff. And I should have put the Ancient Booster on the Roaring Moon now, probably. Just in case you plan to just swap into the Braviary. But it doesn't look like he's going to do that. But yeah, this deck is going to play the very, very long game. But unfortunately for them, we play Dudunsparce, so we can always keep cycling in these Dunsparces to keep resetting kills that they have to set up and take. So this deck is really good against this one for that reason too. We just need to not lose this Roaring Moon at the wrong time. Or deck out. Like we don't want to deck out either. That'd be bad. Okay, I don't really want to Earthen Vessel that badly. So let's go ahead and Dunsparce real quick. Prime Catcher and Dark Patch is exactly what we want to see. So let's just equip. We can Artazon for another Dunsparce. And retreat. And Frenzied Gouging. The Frenzied Gouging bypasses Panic Mask because Panic Mask says deal damage. Frenzied Gouging does not actually deal damage, it just instantly kills. Alright, we have Temple of Sinnoh in case they play something else. Alright, he's just going to Braviary. So we have Dark Patch. We just need to get ourselves to our Roaring Moon EX is all we need. And I need to be right back. Oh, I need to go to the bathroom. Oh, he took 2 prizes there. Crap. Yeah, that's not going to cut it. The Suing Braviary is going to get me then. Actually, wait. No, it's not. No, it's not. We're fine. We're fine. We are almost fine. Let's, dang it, we're not fine. Let's go ahead and... Yeah, we have no energy left in the deck. We need Sada's Vitality. Or another Dark Patch, specifically. Alright, Dark Patch, the Dunsparce. Perfect. We actually are... We're fine. We're fine. We're fine. So... we have to go for the Roaring Moon play on the Mew EX. And then boss's orders kill... Yeah, this'll work. This'll work. No, it won't work. Just in case we get screwed here, let's do this. We have the second Roaring Moon EX. I don't think we have enough Dark Patches, though. And no more energy left in the deck, either. Oh, if he's just gonna do that, we could probably work with that. Let me just Artazon to see what we're working with real quick. A Penny, a Dark Patch, and another Ancient Booster Capsule. Okay, we can win this. And then we'll just lay a Dudunsparce down as well so we can go digging for that last piece we need. And we have a Dark Patch in the deck. We've got a Boss's Orders in the hand, a Dudunsparce to go dig for our last 3 cards. We're going to win this game unless they get that Tsareena EX off the field. We did it. We found the line. The only play they have is to kill the Roaring Moon on the bench, and they don't have anything in play that can do that. That's perfectly fine. Okay, we could... No, we can't Penny. We can't Penny. We've got the Dark Patch, so we did Dunsparce. Dark Patch. and then retreat. Yeah, we'll discard the stadium, just to be safe. And that's how you deal with Tsareena EX. I thought I was going to lose that one near the end there, though, when I saw those prizes go. But we turned it around. Okay, so we played a bunch of Roaring Moon Dunsparce today, and it was a blast. This deck is so much fun. As I said earlier, it is a very flexible deck. You can play for the single prize game. You can play for just the big knockouts of the Roaring Moon EX. You're not locked into just playing for Roaring Moon EX. You're not worried about having to aggressively mill yourself down and find specific cards to get these really crazy fast attacks set up. You can just play a standard game, look to map out your prizes how you need to, take what you need, and then set yourself up for exactly what kind of knockouts you need when you need them. The Dunsparce free retreat with the Dudunsparce additional draw is so powerful. It helps you just alleviate a lot of your draw issues with your Sada's Vitality and the Explorer's Guidance as your primary draw supporters. And all in all, fun deck. I think it's a very good deck. And if you enjoyed it, if you enjoyed watching the video, definitely give this deck a shot. Like, I highly recommend this deck. Mark Hostrip made top 8 with this pretty much at EUIC, and the consistency to do that, the deck is there, right? The deck has the ability to fight into a lot in this meta, and it's very strong. So give it a shot. It's great. As always, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe. Consider checking out the other videos on the channel. And if you want to see me live, come by the stream over at twitch.tv/justlarze. The link is in the description below. All of the footage from this was pretty much done on stream. So if you want to come by, say hi, and check out some of the decks we're running. So that'll be it for this video. Hope everyone has a good night, and I'll see you next time. Peace.